you want to get better at art? Of course, everyone does. But not everyone actually improves. Why? Because improving in art is hard. But don't worry, I've created a simple step-by-step framework that will guide you through real progress. No more guessing. No more wasting time. If you're serious about improving your art, one of the most effective ways is to study the work of other artists. Not just by copying the surface of their art, but by diving deep into how they think, how they plan, and how they bring their ideas to life. I personally love learning from a mix of styles and inspirations. Some of my top favorites are Samdosarts, for his soft lighting, expressive faces, and cinematic compositions. Guways, for his moody storytelling, detailed backgrounds, and unique character designs. Spider-Verse art style, for its bold lighting, dynamic poses, and experimental colors. Each of them has something different to offer. That's why I've made it a weekly habit to choose one artist and study them deeply. Not just for a few minutes, but for hours, analyzing how they sketch, how they render, how they use light, what kind of brushes they use, and even the kind of emotions they're trying to show in their characters. But here's the most important part. I don't just copy or trace the artwork. I try to understand their thought process. What were they thinking when they chose that pose? Why did they add that little detail in the background? What kind of story are they trying to tell through the lighting and colors? When I study an artwork, I usually recreate the basic sketch to understand proportions. Try to rebuild the lighting and shadows step by step. Observe how they blend colors and textures. Ask myself, what mood are they creating? What emotion should the viewer feel? And sometimes even redraw it in my own way, to see how much I am. So if you're stuck or confused about what to do next in your art journey, I highly recommend this simple challenge. Step-by-step Artist Study Challenge. Pick any artist you admire. Choose one artwork you truly love. Break it down step by step. Don't just draw it, understand it. Then try creating something of your own, inspired by that study. You'll be surprised how much this one simple practice can level up your skills and completely change the way you think as an artist. Final thought. In art, we're all learning from each other. Even the top professionals study other artists. It's not about copying, it's about growing through observation and rebuilding the ideas with your own hands. The more you study, the more your own unique style will start to form, naturally, and with confidence. If you want to learn exactly how I study from artists, make sure to check out my video where I tried to study Samdosarts. I walk you through my process and share everything I learned from that experience. Let me know in the comments which artist you're studying this week, or if you need suggestions, I'd be happy to recommend some great ones. If you truly want to improve fast in your art journey, never repeat the same mistake twice. I know it sounds intense, and I'm joking when I say you'll never become an art god if you do, but there's truth in it. Repeating the same mistake over and over puts you in a loop. A cycle that keeps you stuck. And the worst part? You stop noticing it after a while. That's why it's so important to be aware of your mistakes, learn from them, and fix them immediately. Let me give you a real example from my own experience. Today I was struggling to draw hair. It didn't look natural, the flow felt off, and the volume wasn't right. Instead of ignoring it or just moving on to another part of the drawing like skin or hands, I decided,
I'm not moving forward until he fixes this.
So I
drew hair again and again.
Watched tutorials. Analyzed artists who are good at drawing hair. Tried different methods until something finally worked. It could take a day, a week, or even a month. It doesn't matter.
What matters is,
once I fix this one weakness, it's fixed forever. Only then will I move on to the next area, like skin rendering, lighting, or hands. But here's the problem I see with most people. They draw hair one day, then the next day practice skin, then the next day study hands, and so on. And guess what? None of those areas actually improve. Because every time they return to them, they repeat the same mistakes. That's why I personally don't prefer jumping around from topic to topic. I focus on one weak point at a time, and I keep hitting it until it becomes my strength. My advice: be honest about what you're bad at. Don't run away from it. Keep practicing that one thing until you're proud of it. Then move on. Improvement comes from solving one problem at a time, not from rushing through all of them at once. Practice makes perfect. We've all heard that. But the truth is, practice only works when you're consistent. Without consistency, even the best tutorials or tips won't help you grow. I've been doing digital art for a few years now. But if I'm honest with myself, and with you, most of those years didn't show much improvement. Why? Because I wasn't consistent. I used to draw once in a while, sometimes skipping days or even weeks. I'd start something, leave it halfway, and then come back only when I felt like it. And for a long time, I wondered why I wasn't getting better. But this year, starting in March, I made a decision that changed everything. I told myself, no matter what happens, I will show up and draw every single day. And from March to July, that's exactly what I did. Some days were great. I was excited, full of energy, and proud of what I made. Other days were hard. I was tired, busy, frustrated, and my drawings didn't come out well. But I still showed up. Every single day. Because I realized something important. If I wanted to improve, I couldn't rely on motivation. I had to rely on discipline. And that mindset brought results. Even though I still have a lot to learn, my improvement in these few months is something I can actually see and feel. My lines became more confident. My understanding of light and form got clearer. My storytelling started to develop. And most importantly, my mindset shifted from hoping to improve to knowing I will. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I don't have time to draw every day. But let me share something with you. Here's my daily routine. Go to school like everyone else. I complete my homework and stay ahead in academics. I'm actually doing pretty well. I work on my YouTube channel consistently. I go out for a 10,000 step walk every day. I manage my workouts and take care of my health. And still, I find time to draw daily. So here's the truth. It's not about having time. It's about making time. If art really matters to you, you won't wait for the perfect moment. You'll create that moment, even if it's just 30 minutes a day. Even when you're busy. Even when you're tired. Even when you don't feel like it. Because those are the days that truly build your discipline and your future. So, if you really want to improve in art, stop bluffing. Stop waiting for motivation. Start putting in the work, daily. Even when it's messy. Even when it's slow. Final thought. That's all I wanted to say today. Just a simple reminder from someone who's walking the same path as you. Consistency beats talent when talent doesn't show up. If you're serious about getting better, prove it through action, not just words. And if you need help knowing how to practice the right way, I've made a full video where I studied the style of Samdosarts and broke down how I study from other artists. So don't just scroll past. Watch that video, and learn how you can study smart, not just hard. Then go pick up your pen, and start drawing. Your future self will thank you for not quitting.